What's up, jazz guitar friends? Larry Tamanini here. Jazz guitar under 5 minutes. You just heard me playing through one of my favorite jazz tunes ever, Lady Bird, written by Tadd Dameron. You know, you don't hear people being named Tad anymore. I guess that's probably a good thing. Also, hard to believe that this song was written like 85 years ago. People are still playing it, right? Pretty cool. I hope people are playing this music for another 85 years, and I guess that's the whole point of why we're here with jazz guitar. Anyway, check it out. This is a great song. It's a turnaround song, and more famous for being incorrectly or correctly notated as that turnaround at the very end is all major chords, right? It's really, really pretty, and when you're starting to play jazz guitar and you're getting the 2-1 kind of thing in your ear, and you come across this song that has all major chords in the turnaround, like, wow, this is some serious stuff. What's really genius about this song is, you know, you start out and the first 2-5 is to that E flat, the next 2-5 is to that A flat, and then you sort of get to this D flat. You know, it sort of does everything that the turnaround does in the song. I suppose that's part of the genius of this tune. But check it out. Let's talk about this turnaround first. What makes it so special? Well, other than the fact that they're all major chords. So check it out. As players, you have the choice, which is the great part about playing jazz. You have the choice and freedom to make those chords whatever you'd like them to be. I think in the very beginning, I like common tones, right? So I have the C with the G on top. The next chord I played sort of like this E flat 9 with the G on top. Then I moved it here to an A flat major 7. And then I sort of implied this D flat 9 sharp 11. All these chords have a G on top. If you notice, they're not all major 7 chords. The problem that I have playing all major 7 chords is, it's not a big one, and sometimes I do it because it's pretty, especially to end the song. It's very hard to create any real tension playing major chords, especially a series of 4 major 7 chords. You kind of get sort of comfortable, and then once you're here, you know, it's really tough to sort of keep any momentum going back in, especially when you're playing over this one chord for a little while. So you sort of have to do little bebop stuff. Anyways, so what I like to do is make every other chord a dominant chord, or you can make all the chords except for the last chord, the C major 7, a dominant chord. I could very well just play, you know, also Wayne Shorter kind of uses this in Night Dreamer, which is a pretty cool tune in 3. A lot of tunes feature this really cool movement. But really what it is, you can still sort of play 1-6-2-5 and sound like a genius. But it's really cool to explore other tonalities, and that's what's happening here. A couple little things that I did on this song, you'll notice when I played the melody, instead of just hanging on that G chord, I had this little line going down from C to G. And you know, this song is really great at hearing the extensions, right? I have that B flat, sharp 11 in there, really pretty chord. And I do that again, right? Same deal, and I end up another sharp 11 sound, real pretty, right? There's that A flat. Now, here, it's just a slick way of going to a 5 of 5, but he puts the A in there. This falls really good on the guitar. the cool part about this tune, in my opinion, is that, you know, the turnaround is the wild card. You can work really hard just to play over those changes. But once you get to this turnaround, don't play the same turnaround every time, right? You know, I always kind of get a laugh out of some jazz guitar players and jazz musicians in general that will play the same exact thing every time. That's pretty much like the antithesis of jazz. It's so much more than like the Charlie Brown song and like that one Dave Brubeck song that you know. And for jazz musicians, you know, the change can start with you by just hitting, you know, the randomizer, well, not randomizer, but just not playing the same turnaround all the time. And it's a really cool exercise. You start out by playing, you know, 1, 2, 3, 5. I played like more of a triad idea. You can really do so much just with those triads. And if you're playing it over as dominant chords, you can always sort of get away with a little bit of a blues thing. But again, even though you're thinking D flat, such a pretty song. And try to really make sure when you're getting to the turnarounds that you're not playing the same exact turnaround every single time. And you have a lot of options. Major, dominant, right? We talked about major, all major, and then we have major, dominant, major. If you really want to get cute, you can try to add all, you know, the twos before, and you end up with something like, oh goodness, it ends up sort of just being the same thing, right? Because they're all just tritone substitutions that are swapped out as major chords to sound really super pretty. Can imagine when you were playing over this stuff in like 1948, it was a big deal, and it's still a big deal in 2024. But just try to just change some of those chord qualities, keep swinging, make sure you're outlining everything, and always be listening to the band and try to swing harder. Bebop!